Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting video. And sixth house, finally. I hope everyone is in good health if you're watching this for sixth house, because it is typically known as the house of illness. And if you're going through Ketu Mahadasha, I hope you're okay. If not, we're gonna dive into why you're having these illnesses. And this video is not only for anyone whose Ketu is in sixth house, it's for anyone who's going through Ketu Mahadasha. Overall, doesn't matter where your Ketu is. It shows you those mysterious pains in the body and why it's happening. So I'm really excited for this video. This is one of my favorite, and I might have a part 2 on this video once I finish all my series through Ketu on all the different houses. So let's dive into it. First, I want to say thank you for everyone who subscribed. Thank you for everyone who's joining the family, and I hope you guys are learning something new. I cannot thank you enough for supporting me. I didn't think we would be growing this fast with this many family members. Thank you for trusting in the truth. I always say I try to give a smile back to you from your own chart, showing you where your blockages are in the chart. I don't try to create fear in the readings. I want to see what it takes to make you happy and smile end of the day. Right? That's what true astrology should be. It's more of a soul reading. Where is your soul stuck? Speaking of soul, let's get into the sixth house and why are we having illnesses in our physical body or internal body. So first of all, what I want to say is sixth house is not only illness at physical body level, right? Illness can be in 3 different forms: physical, mental, and emotional. So Ketu could be hitting you in 3 different ways: a pain in the physical body, some stress on the mental level, or you're learning some emotional lessons here. So it depends on the person, who you are behind, what kind of suffering you are if you're in Ketu 6th house, and what lessons are tied to those. First thing, I want to make one thing clear. And this video might be a little bit longer than my other ones on the houses because there's so much to talk about here, and there's so much misguidance on the internet about the 6th house, how 6th and the 8th and the 12th houses are the bad houses. I don't say anything is bad. It's all beautiful, okay? The 6th house battles, these are soul level battles that you have to fight and overcome and burn that bad karma off through illness or through suffering, or even doing seva. These are all the characteristics of the 6th house to evolve. Okay, you're being pushed to fight a battle so you can grow from this. That's the beauty of the 6th house. So don't be scared of the 6th house. Everyone on the internet is saying the 6th house is bad. No, it's not. It's the house where your challenges are hidden so you can face them head on and grow and evolve. Do you grow by just sitting at home and being in a comfort zone? No, this is a house that pushes you out of the comfort zone. And the 6th house, my beautiful soul behind the camera, it depends what kind of illness you have. It's going to depend on a few different things now that Ketu is trying to cleanse you from or purify you from. What does it depend on? It's going to depend on the house lord and where that house lord is sitting, obvious. And it depends on what aspect the 6th house is getting, if there's malefic or benefic planets looking at the 6th house. And most importantly, when Ketu is here, you have to check what nakshatra Ketu is sitting in, okay? And also the sign. Is the house fire sign, Aries sign, water sign? What kind of sign is 6th house? Is it Gemini, or is it Sagittarius, or is it Leo? So are those fire signs, water signs? That really matters. But end of the day, the most important thing that matters, the hidden key, is the nakshatra. And what is Ketu trying to teach you through that lesson of the nakshatra is what defines the kind of lesson you're going to have. And these lessons are tied back into are they physical pains? Are they mental stress? Or is it an emotional pain? Like, for example, if Ketu is in Rohini and stuff, and you might be over-attached in a relationship sometimes, or you're being pushed to uncomfortable situations, and you have to evolve in relationships, and you have to learn to love yourself, and that validation that you seek is not in your husband or wife, it's within you. And Ketu's gonna keep bringing situations up again and again in your life until you have learned to love yourself and say, hey, I don't need anyone else's validation, it's me. What are these pains and why do they happen in the 6th house? Let me tell you one thing, my friend. You, this beautiful soul, you didn't mess up in this life to create this pain upon yourself. This is the pain that has been carried over from the past life. If 5th house in astrology, if the 5th house in the chart is your past life karma and stuff, what gets carried over? The 2nd house shows the gifts that you're bringing over. So the 2nd house from the 5th is the 6th house, right? So 5th and 6th, so that's the 2nd placement. What it shows is this baggage of pain the suffering that you brought into this world. It's actually the undealt emotions, trauma, pain that you're bringing in from the past life into this. And it's being, now in your Ketu Mahadasha, what does Ketu do? It brings up the past. So it's bringing up these emotional wounds or the pain that's inside that you need to deal with and heal from. And hence why the 6th house is also known as the house of healing. So don't pressure yourself thinking, oh, what did I do? What did I do? Why did I cause this upon myself? Sometimes you have to do inner work to find out what is the root cause of that pain. I have a case study today. I'm going to do an example just because I did a reading yesterday and the individual was having knee pains in Ketu Mahadasha. And a lot of you have that back pain, knee pain, different kind of pains. And I'm going to tell you about a case study on knee pain and why was it manifesting for that individual. And he was young. He wasn't even 50, 60, 70-year-old. No, he was barely 30. And before getting to, before I start diving into it, let me just quickly summarize what is a 6th house. I'm sure you've watched many videos on the internet. Every person describes in detail what is a 6th house. I'm not going to take that long. 6th house defines your enemies and opposition, your competitors, like who's going to come and fight battles with you in this lifetime. Your debt is seen in the 6th house, financial struggles. Your illness and your well-being is seen through the 6th house. Your daily work and service is seen through the 6th house. And also pets sometimes. The reason why people see pets from the 6th house is because that soul, that little pet sometimes walks into your life because he wants seva, like service from you, so he can burn your bad karma off in such a way that you're looking after this animal, this pet, in an unconditional manner. You're helping him survive and you don't even know how many of your own karmas you're washing when you're doing this type of service. And overall, your efforts, discipline, and how to deal with problems and handle them with responsibility and face them head on, it's all seen from the 6th house, right? But the main thing that I'm going to focus on is illness, and debt, and your enemies. I'm not going to get too much into the pets and stuff like that, but let me finish off the debt. When Ketu Mahadasha comes, and if you were struggling in debt, Ketu is probably going to help you get out of it. And if you're taking loans and getting more into debt, don't do it in Ketu Mahadasha. You're supposed to live a very relaxed and a minimal type of lifestyle. Don't increase your expenses, decrease them, okay? If Ketu has helped you get out of this situation, don't take on more burdens. You're not supposed to take more responsibility on. That you accumulate very easily, it's a habit or pattern that you've carried over from the past life. In Ketu, don't start spending on credit cards or borrowing money to go and shop. Don't do it. Don't overaccumulate the debt. Learn to live debt free. You guys can easily end up in debt and you don't even realize why it happened. So number one tip, don't drown in debt, okay? Handle your finances carefully, please. And now, enemies. Ketu, how does he help you fight off enemies? These enemies that are surfacing, how do we define who our enemies are? It depends on where your 6th lord is sitting. If your 6th lord is sitting in the 1st house, for example, you could be creating your own problems sometimes. You could have bad eating habits and you're consuming all sort of different foods, yet you don't even realize that these are not good for your health. So you're kind of your own enemy. If your 6th lord is sitting in the 2nd house, your enemies are hidden in your family. Be careful of this placement. You think family, everybody loves you and everybody cares for you. No, your enemies are hidden there. One or two or three siblings or parent or uncle or somebody could be your enemy. And when Ketu comes around, he puts a light on who your true enemies are, and you have to learn to face them. And how do you face these battles in the 6th house? How do you fight off these enemies? Ketu doesn't say, go head on and try to fight with them. You'll never win. Don't put up a war with family members, and if somebody took money from you at the beginning of Ketu and they're not returning that money, don't fight it. Surrender. One tip I'll give you: not every battle is meant to be won. Hence, surrender. If they think they're in control, if they think they're saying all the right things, just quietly walk away. At least you have seen their true colors. If there's a friend that you lend money to without an agreement and he's refusing to pay back, don't fight it. That's probably an individual from your past life who you borrowed money from and you didn't pay back, and he's just refusing to give it. He's taken his share and he's not going to give it back. I'm sorry. Don't fight it. Don't get lawyers for when you don't even have something in writing. So, again, I'll say it. Not every battle is meant to be won. Surrender. It's okay to walk away sometimes. Ketu says your peace of mind, your calmness is more important than trying to prove yourself or trying to fight every battle. Sometimes walking away is more powerful. So that's with the enemies. Now let's get back to the health, the main issue, the illnesses that come up in Ketu. And if anybody needs more detail, more guidance, I know how much of a struggle 6th house is. Email me, let's set up an appointment, let's see why this is happening. Because 6th house, not everybody can understand it. Not every astrologer gets it. What is it trying to teach you? Why is this pain carried over? What are the physical or the mental patterns that you have inside? It's called shadow work that you're free to get into, to face. The Ketu is making you face here, okay? This represents some kind of a burden from the past life, and it's hidden in my shoulder, for example, right? And in Ketu Mahadasha, you're having these shoulder pains and you don't know why you're having that. It's not that you got hit with a forklift or a car that you're having this pain here. It could be because there's a karmic knot, like this spiritual burden on your shoulder from the past life. This could be in your hips, your knees, your fingers, somewhere, arthritis. Like it could be any kind of pain hidden inside. The Ketu wants to bring out and heal so your soul can be more lighter. You have been carrying guilt, shame, trauma in many different forms inside your body, and it has to come out. Ketu heals you by bringing the pain out, right? If we talk about healers, doctor, surgeon, you get a bullet in your body, or you get an infection in your body. How do the doctors heal? They cut you open, they go in there, and they pull out the skin or the cells that are causing infection in your body, and then they stitch you back up, right? And Ketu is that spiritual surgeon, and he's here to remove your past life trauma on a soul level. And not everybody can understand to be able to go that deep and help you. So what are the pains and how do they end up manifesting, right? I'm gonna get into slowly. So like I said at the beginning, to identify your pain or why it's happening, we need to look at the nakshatra that Ketu is in. And you don't even know how the pain from the past life manifests in this world. I'm going to give you one example. And I'm not using any vulgar language, but it's to do with divine feminine energy, okay? It's for the females out there. Sometimes what happens in the past life, they might have gone through sexual abuse. Very, I'm not going to say the R word, and just because I don't know the limit of YouTube and what the sensory requirements are, but I'm just going to say they've gone through very much sexual trauma or sexual abuse at a very painful level in the past life, right? And now what happens is that trauma that's embedded that they never healed from might end up in this life. But how does it end up now? It ends up at muscle level, okay? There's a term in the English language, it's a medical condition. It's called vaginism, I think it's called. Sorry for my pronunciation, but it's vaginism, vaginisum. And it's where the pelvic muscles, okay? I'm not using the word vagina or anything, or any female organs or male organs, nothing like that. I'm sorry, but it's the muscles of the pelvic, right? And the pain of sexual abuse, it's your Swadhisthana chakra, the second chakra. And this is why I say healing is very important. Now I'm getting to a very, very deep level to get to right to the bottom of the pain here. Now listen to this. So the pain of sexual abuse from the past life is stored in the second chakra of those pelvic muscles, okay? Now, it could be from this lifetime too, depending on if something has happened or not. And what happens is those pelvic muscles, anytime that masculine energy or a male comes around, or you try to be intimate with your partner, you feel pain when you're trying to have an intercourse with your partner, stuff like this. You feel numbness, you feel pain because your muscles are contracting right away. There's an automatic response. There's pain hidden in those muscles from the past life. There's muscle memory that's there that you haven't healed from. And you think it's because of conditioning. It's more so of the deep level work that now, this is something that you have to heal in Ketu, or you can heal any dasha, any period. And that's why they say it's very important to heal at a physical, mental, and emotional level all the time to live a very balanced life. And I'm just giving you one example how muscles store memory and how it can manifest as a blocked chakra or block you from being intimate or feeling pleasure, right? Pleasure turns into pain because those muscles are contracting right away. There's a masculine around, or there's a touch because they feel that just because from the past life memory activates that there was pain associated to it and you haven't healed. And this is where you need to open up. I'm going to be doing series on the different type of chakras and how to heal at every different level and how you should heal in a very professional level. And it's not about opening up in a vulgar way, but if there's pain hidden inside you, you need to heal. Now, let me tell you, in astrology, if you behind the camera know a little bit, you know the first house is a mirror of the seventh house, second is the eighth, and they're in the opposite axis, right? So if sixth house Ketu, you know Rahu is in the 12th, but what's the opposite of 12th, right? So let's say if my left hand is Rahu, this is, I can't capture in the camera, but yeah, so we're so far. So this is the 6th house, Rahu, and Ketu's in the 12th. Forget Rahu, I'm not even using the word Rahu. So this is a dance of the 6th and the 12th axis here. 12th axis, the 12th house, like I always say, is a house of the soul, where we come from, our base, our energetic warehouse. Our soul is here. And when we go back after completing a full cycle of all the different houses, and Pisces is a sign of renewal, like our soul goes in, gets purified, and comes out naturally from the base. We go back, we return to home, right? But 6th house is 180 degrees opposite of the 12th house. We're so far away from the 12th that we have to depend on people that are in touch with the 12th house, that are healers, or that are pure body of the 12th house, these souls that are known as healers. So we heal through natural healers. And that's why they say if Ketu is in the 6th house, you don't heal with a medicine from the hospital or your pharmaceutical or some type of paracetamol or some other kind of drugs. No, Ketu wants you to heal from natural remedies. Ayurvedic doctors, holistic doctors, acupuncture. So this is where the healer role comes in. And energy workers, Reiki healers. So depending on what kind of an energy blockage you have, right? This needs to be dissected. And if there's something that I can help you with, or if I have to point you towards a nutrition, acupuncture, or even trauma therapist, for example, depending on where you're feeling that pain in the body, if it's out of my league, I will say you need to go to this type of a natural healer to be able to heal. Because it doesn't matter how many x-rays, MRIs, or CAT scan you get done on a certain type of pain, until you release or cleanse that energy, that blockage, like I always say, these blockages, right? Like if this is hidden here and this is hidden here or something, it's on a very soul level. You need very pure and natural healers to be able to get that pain out of you. Chakra balancing, for example, chakra healers, they can help you cleanse out your chakras. I'm going to be getting into that after I do these series. I'm really excited for that, to help you how to overcome that pain, how to do the shadow work. So I've just given an example on pelvic muscle memory and how it can manifest into pain in the physical form, but it's shadow work, like a memory from the past life that has come into your soul in this lifetime. And there's many other illnesses you could be experiencing. Like, are you holding on to guilt or shame? You're having this sharp pain in your stomach through your Ketu Mahadasha. That also symbolizes guilt and shame and fear from the past life that has been carried over. So it's not easy for everybody or any doctor to just diagnose this pain. Like, you could be going to the hospitals many times. Everybody says you're fine, you're okay. But you know that you're suffering. You know there's a pain, a blockage somewhere in your body, and you're not feeling okay. So what is that energy trying to tell you? I'm going to give you a case study right now. I thought I would do it at the end, but before I go into advanced astrology, I'm going to give the case study now. It ties in with the other example. So I've just given an example on the female, but I'm going to give an example on the male now. And this, actually, I did the reading yesterday of a very nice individual, and he watches the videos. I know that. I'm not going to mention his name. Identity is protected. But so what happened in the reading, his Ketu was actually in the 6th house, and he says he's been having knee pains, and he's about 30-year-old, 32, I think. He's not 50, 60. No. He's a young individual, and he's been having knee pains. And when he went to the doctors, I think the fluid dried up in the knees, he said, and throughout his dasha, he's constantly been having knee pains that nobody can find a cure to, right? And he hasn't been healing yet. So this individual, I'm going to tell you what happened with his life, what did Ketu do to him, and why he's experiencing this knee pain. What's the hidden, that dark meaning of that pain that's in his body? So what do our knees represent? Our knees represent flexibility, movement, and they're also support for our body, right? So what's the meaning of his pain that Ketu is trying to teach him to overcome, to heal from, right? So what happened was, this pain is representing difficulty moving forward, adapting to change, and feeling lonely, feeling unsupported in life. So I have these notes from yesterday, and what happened with this individual, he's a male, and when Ketu started, he lost both of his parents. He got very isolated from family. His family business shut down. And he has other family members who are dependent on him, but his father, who was the head of the business, passed away. The business closed. There was a lot of financial issues, and this individual all of a sudden is isolated in the world. And he grew up in a comfort zone like environment. He never had the opportunity to live alone, see the world or anything. And now all of a sudden he's feeling scared, right? He was always supported by his father. Now this pain, until he gets the confidence in himself, Ketu says you are strong enough to do it. That pain is hinting to him to rely on his own inner strength. He hasn't started doing anything or working. I said, get up and go. Find the courage and the strength, and that pain will go away. It's this stagnant energy that wants him to start moving now. Ketu is making him face his darkest fears. And that's how Ketu heals. How do you heal? How do you heal? You have to face your darkest of the darkest secrets, the pain, the trauma that's hidden inside you, my friend. If you don't face it now, what happens is, I'm going to show you through astrology. So if these are your trauma or the pain that you've been holding on inside here, I'm going to put it here now. And you're in the 6th house and you never had your Ketu Mahadasha and you're just living a life. And by the time the time of the 12th house comes, or the time to clean these up, if you don't heal through Ketu, the second opportunity you get is a 12th house. 12th house is not only the house of your soul and isolation, spirituality, it's also the house of hospitals. So this pain, this negative energy, this trauma that's stored inside your body could be in your stomach, your liver, your spleen, your gallbladder. different parts of the body, your feet, your ankles, your shoulders, anywhere this could be hidden that you haven't faced. So what happens is by the time your soul journey goes to the 12th house, since you haven't cleaned up your soul body, this pain, this trauma manifests in physical illness. Okay, some people get their gallbladder removed. Some people have to have a liver or kidney transplant. So it's better that you do the shadow work or the deep healing work now. Let's talk about what you have been shed, the kind of pain that you've been feeling inside for all these years. And that's why I said this video is not only for Ketu people with Ketu in the 6th house. It's for anyone going through Ketu Mahadasha, anyone who wants to heal spiritually. And you can start that journey at any time. I'm going to be making a part 2 of this video because healing is in many layers, okay? And I cannot heal you in one session. I'm sorry. There will be some homework for you to do when we talk. And we have to find where's that pain coming from. It's not as simple as like, oh, this is a chart, Mercury is there, Jupiter and Ketu here. Okay, you'll be feeling better by Tuesday. No. Or 6 months from now. No. These illnesses, these short cleansing, like this pain that comes out, 6th house shows short-term illness, okay? So these blockages that are being cleared out, these are really good for your soul body. So don't be scared. That's why I always say 6th house is not bad. It is such a good house. You're getting an opportunity to clean yourself. Surgeries and surgeons, that's more of an 8th house stuff. That's more hidden, more deep. But any short-term illness, like a sore throat, okay? Sore throat. A lot of us, probably, at least you watching behind the camera, I'm sure you have experienced sore throat at least once or twice in your life, right? What's here? That's your throat chakra. And that energy, when it rises up, it's saying, learn to say the truth. What have you been holding on, this contagious energy? Like if this was something hitting your stomach, it's going to come up. And if you're not able to speak or release that energy, it causes illness here, okay? And you have to release that energy out. I'm in a stage, as everybody knows, I'll share my illness actually right now, and it's very energetic type of illness. And I'm also in Ketu journey, as everybody knows. I have been very honest about it. And now it's time for me to heal my throat chakra, okay? And I'm not having a sore throat. I'm healthy, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm eating. But how is that manifesting on the energetic level? So what happens is throughout the day, and I'm feeling this blockage in my throat chakra here. And by the evening time, I'm able to feel like a little energy ball. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here, and it kind of contracts, like it's closing off my muscles here, right? So what do I have to do? I have to stretch and find it. Like I sometimes do this and I can feel it, or once I stretch or I massage it, and then I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do a dry, like that energy comes out. Within 2 seconds, I feel better. I have a Scorpio moon. And sometimes without even knowing, I tend to hide and bottle up my emotions very, very, very deep. And while going through this Ketu journey, even subconsciously, I don't even know what kind of energy is coming out or trying to come out. That energy isn't speaking to me, but I'm aware that it's some kind of a negative energy that was stuck inside my body, and it's finally being released. And why is it important to release through the breath? Breathing is consciousness. Breathing is life. Breathing is everything. Breathing is meditation. Breathing is energy. If you don't breathe for 3-4 minutes, there's a time limit, I think, for human body, you become unconscious. And hence, breathing is consciousness. Breathing is life. Breathing is Kundalini. Breath work is everything. So when I'm healing, I'm not going to talk about the other chakras. I'm just talking about the throat chakra. I'm going to be more detailed when I do a series on chakra. So my throat chakra, the blockage of energy that's here now. So when I breathe in and I press, and when I feel it, it comes out as a little, but I breathe out after. It's almost like I'm going to vomit, but I don't vomit. It's just a dry feeling of puking. And it's only once. It's so powerful. I just have to throw it out, and I breathe after. A lot of breath work, and it feels amazing. And I'm very happy that I'm consciously aware that my body is healing, and this energy is not something I need to run to the hospital, and it's some kind of a karmic blockage or some kind of old emotions hidden in my body that are finally being released to the surface. I'm going to create a series on how to heal your different chakras, what kind of practice you should do naturally, and again, going back, how do you heal from illnesses of Ketu in the 6th? Well, you have to deal with people, natural healers. Find a Reiki healer, naturopath, energy workers, herbalists. So it depends on what that blockage is. I can help you identify it. And now, a little bit advanced astrology. Sorry, this video is getting quite long. So advanced astrology, change, I always say, is seen from the 8th house, right? 8th house away shows a change. How is Ketu trying to change you? What kind of change? How will this change? How will Ketu says, I'm trying to change you, or where's that change being shown? And in your case, if you have Ketu in the 6th, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, first. So 5, and so that's 8 houses away. 8th house away becomes the 1st house. That is yourself, my friend. In order to heal, you have to make the effort. You have to speak up about your traumas or the pain that you're having. Ketu says you need to set up a routine that's going to help your health. That change is not going to come from the 2nd house, from your family. No, that's not the 8th change away. It's you, the 1st house. Everybody knows 1st house is me, my body, myself, my consciousness, my human being. So Ketu is pushing you towards a better, healthy lifestyle so you can change. And if you've forgotten how to live or practice mindful meditation, have a more healthy, balanced life, this is where you consult the natural healers. Once you heal through this pain that you've been going through, you yourself can become a very good healer, my friend. If you have gone through some type of emotional suffering, if you have gone through some kind of emotional suffering, you can become a very good therapist for other people once you have healed. If you have gone through healing related to your diet, you can guide others very well once you have healed. But first, you need to go inside, see what your body is trying to change you, right? That's the 8th house effect. What's Ketu saying to let go? Letting go is seen 12 houses away. If we start from the 6th house, that's 6, 7, 8th house, 9th house, 10th, 11th, 12th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Stop. 5th house becomes your 12th house away. That any activities of the 5th house you're being to release, to let go. You don't need public name, fame, validation. You don't need to be out there. Ketu is saying do karma without being recognized. That's why hence 6th house is known also service. Your daily service is your karma. You're helping to burn off your karma through a job you're getting paid for, or volunteering services, and all the other things. I'm not going to get too much into the 5th house. They also don't be too attached emotionally to your kids. They have their own karma sometimes. Ketu is saying let them live their life. You live your life. Don't be controlling too much. And on the positive note, what are the gifts of the 6th house? They're saying in the 7th because it's 2 houses away. So to see the gift, we always say the 2nd house, 6th house, and then 7th house. That's 2 away. So the gift that Ketu is trying to give you from the 6th house is when you're helping the community at large from the heart, you're doing service, you get connected with people through the soul level. 7th house is the house of partnerships, right? Not only through marriage, but also the people that are coming and going from your life through work and stuff. So you come into contact with people who you resonate at with soul level. Once you clean yourself, you align with high energetic people, high vibrational people. Ketu will bring those type of people as well who you can resonate with at soul level. That's the beauty of the 6th. And this advanced astrology, your courage comes from the 8th house, battling ups and downs of life. Like the heart, like I always say, if you want to become stronger, God doesn't bring you a chip and says, hey, your superpowers have gone from 10% to 80%. No, what God is going to do, he's going to bring the hardest battle of your life right in front of you. You have to fight that. whether it be through a legal court case or something else to survive from. Remember, every time you fight something, you become a winner, you become stronger. That's how we become stronger. And you become more courageous through 8th house. So I'm not going to get too deep into advanced astrology. If you want to learn about your chart at a very deep level, always more than welcome to email me. I think this video is more than long enough on the 6th house. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope you have learned something new. Let's do your shadow work. What pain you're feeling, at what nerve are your nerves in pain? Is it more of knee pain, ankle pain? Is it something in the stomach you've been feeling? Is it something in your throat, your jaws? Where is that pain trapped? Where is that energy trapped that needs to be released? And what's the lesson behind that energy? What is it that you've been holding on to subconsciously that you didn't even know from the past lives that are finally getting cleaned up now? So 6th house is not a bad house. It's most beautiful because this is a chance you get to purify yourself. Right? If we're saying thank you, Ketu, for coming in our life and teaching us all these wonderful lessons, I say thank you to the 6th house for making us aware of our bad karma that's sitting inside us, right? So do lots of service, do lots of seva, do lots of volunteering, because I always say this: either you burn off your karma through volunteering or seva and from the heart. Otherwise, what's opposite of the 6th house? Opposite of 6th house is the 12th house. If you haven't burnt off that karma, you will end up in a hospital bed. Let's say if you, I don't know who you are behind the camera, but if you have a lot of stagnant energy or something that you haven't worked through yet, and there's a surgery that's written in your chart in 10 years, 5, whatever amount of time, and you're meant to be in the hospital for 2 months or 3 months, right? And what happens is, if you're volunteering and you get 1 day a month to go and spend time in a hospital right now while you're healthy, okay? You're volunteering in the hospital. You're burning off that time. You're lessening your time of the surgery. So a surgery that you were meant to be in the hospital for 3 months, what you have done is you have already spent time in a hospital volunteering, burning off that karmic debt that you have carried over through your hands by helping others heal. You're getting that energy out of your body subconsciously. You don't even know what kind of energy you're burning off when you're there. So you're lessening the time that was written for you in a hospital, because you have already done 60 days by volunteering in a hospital. And now when the surgery does happen, it could be so minor. Like, you could have a small cut and you have to go to the hospital for 2 stitches, and the doctor said you're good to go after 2 hours. That's the beauty of astrology and understanding your charts, because 6th house and the 12th house, they're mirroring one another. It's how you choose to end up in the hospital. Are you ending up there for service? Or are you ending up there because that illness has to be taken out from you? Now you're going to be in the hospital bed for 3-6 months. So I'm going to be putting up more and more detail of advanced astrology videos. I know a lot of you watch and learn from me, so thank you so much. Without making this video too long, if you liked what you've learned today, please like and subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share with your friends, share with other people who might be having health issues and they have never been able to diagnose why that pain has always been kept coming up. What is it that's hidden? There's some things that x-rays cannot catch, but energy catches it. And I hope you have learned something new. Thank you for staying this long and giving me so much love, guys. It means a lot. And I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow or Monday with another exciting video on Ketu in the 7th house. And I hope I will get an email from you if you have been having any kind of health issues that you have never been, any kind of pain that you've been holding on, they've never ever opened up. Let's heal it now before it becomes anything bigger, or let's get it out. And I always say happy healing. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. And from the bottom of my heart, 6th house is not a bad house. Thank you for staying. I love every single one of you guys who support me. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.